4代大魔王挨个出现，无缝衔接，横跨了我整个运动生涯。
To talk about fear in table tennis, when AI Fukuhara says she was second most intimidated by a Chinese national team player, no one argues for first place. Even years after retirement, the moment she recalls Zhang Yining's stare, you can almost feel a chill down your spine.
不敢看他眼睛。
They say, great champions come and go, but AI Fukuhara stays forever. And it's true. She's the rare Japanese player embraced by Chinese fans. She moved to China as a kid to train, built serious skills, and even picked up a Northeast Chinese accent more authentic than most locals. Her personality was so soft, so likable, that inside the Chinese national team, there was an unwritten rule. If you made AI cry, you had to be the one to calm her down and cheer her back up. AI Fukuhara was born on November 1st, 1988, in Sendai, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. Her mother, Chio Fukuhara, played table tennis as a hobby. When other kids were still figuring out how to hold a spoon, 3-year-old AI already had a racket in hand, practicing rallies with her mom. 1 year later, before even starting elementary school, she entered a second-grade tournament. The only preschooler in the building, in tiny shoes with cartoon characters on them. She caught the media's attention. Reporters wondered if a kid barely taller than the table could really compete. Ayan fast. She didn't just play. She beat older kids, made elementary players cry, and celebrated so hard she sprinted off and lost her shoe. The moment went viral. That was the first time the world heard the name AI Chan. While other children were playing games at home, AI was practicing ball placement drills. At 4, she dominated the national under-6 division. At 6, she won Japan's under-10 championship. At 10, she became the youngest professional table tennis player in Japanese history. At 13, she beat every domestic opponent and officially stepped onto the international stage representing Japan. For the first time in years, Japan saw hope. The media crowned her a national treasure athlete. But former world champion Tomoko Xiaoxia Oyama told her a truth that changed everything. In China, there were at least 1,000 players just like her. That one sentence pushed 12-year-old AI to leave her comfort zone. She boarded a plane to China alone. When she arrived, she realized Oyama wasn't exaggerating. The kid who ran through Japan undefeated couldn't even beat elementary school players in China. To get better, AI went back to the basics. She trained in local programs, learned the language, built friendships, and absorbed elite coaching. After 2 years of sharpening her game in China, she rose back up as Japan's top female player. Later Japanese legend Jun Mizutani would call her senior, out of respect. Then came the 2003 World Championships in Paris. AI was 14. She beat Singapore's top player Li Jiawei and carried Japan into the quarterfinals for the first time in 14 years. That was when she met her first real nightmare, Zhang Yining, world number 1. AI was ranked 91st. The match was never close. Zhang Yining controlled every point. If Zhang was a nightmare, Wang was the final boss. Between 1997 and 2007, Wang owned half a decade of championships. Whenever she was in the bracket, AI barely had a path out. Before the Beijing Olympics, AI asked Wang for a lucky charm shaped like a goldfish. Wang told her it would ward off bad luck and guaranteed she wouldn't draw her in the bracket. AI believed it, until the moment she stepped on the Olympic court and saw her name next to Zhang Yining. The charm warded off misfortune, but it didn't ward off demons. Zhang Yining came out, blazing, a 9-0 run to start. Fans braced for an 11-0 sweep. That was when Zhang remembered the unwritten rule. Winning was easy. Letting your opponent score without anyone noticing was the real challenge. So she launched into the acting performance of her life and delivered one of the most unbelievable serves ever seen. After the Beijing Olympics, Zhang Yining, the most dominant athlete in the sport, chose to retire. Not because her performance declined, but because victory left her feeling lonely. Ai Weiwei thought the storm had passed, like a small boat finally reaching calm waters. However, the mountains didn't end there. They simply stretched higher beyond the horizon. At the London Olympics, Ai Weiwei encountered another unstoppable name, Ding Ning. The result was identical to before, a crushing 0-4 defeat. There was nowhere to escape, no chance to catch her breath. Of course, Zhang Yining also made a sharp and unforgettable comment about it.
不要爱这个始终就是正手太弱了，光凭反手扒了2下就不行，对吧？
It wasn't a devastating loss on the scoreboard, but the psychological damage? Massive. At Rio 2016, 27-year-old AI hit the peak of her career. She stormed through the bracket, shutting out opponents. Even Singapore's top star, Feng Tianwei, couldn't find a single win. No exaggeration, AI was coming for gold. But the moment she faced Xiaoxia, the dream ended early. For games, 9 total points won awfully. That was it. In Game 4, Big Hammer went on a tear, ripping off 8 straight points like a knockout sequence. The mercy rule had to kick in, and this time, the let the opponent score acting was smoother. Lessons learned from Zhang Yining's infamous 9-0 opening years earlier. Xiaoxia had clearly upgraded the performance. Still, the final result stood, a crushing 0-4 defeat. AI's Olympic journey was over, her last games ending in heartbreak. In the post-match interview, the emotions finally broke through. She covered her face, and she cried.
苦しいオリンピックでした。
She may always be remembered as the player who cried the most against China's ping pong kings. But when it comes to actual ability, AI Fukuhara stood at the very top, right behind the Great Wall of Chinese table tennis. At the 2012 London Olympics, she led Japan's women's team to a historic silver medal, Japan's first Olympic table tennis medal since the sport became an official Olympic event in 1988. For years later at Rio 2016, 27-year-old AI, now team captain, delivered again, guiding Japan to a team bronze medal, while also posting her personal best singles result, 4th place in women's singles. The girl once known as Japan's crybaby star had evolved. AI wasn't just emotional, she was reliable, resilient, and respected. She had become the heartbeat of her team and the one her teammates trusted most. After Rio, AI slowly stepped away from the spotlight. Not long after, she officially announced her retirement. But if you ask why Chinese fans loved her so deeply, the answer goes beyond table tennis. AI didn't just train in China, she bonded with China. She was seen as the outsider who truly cared. In 2008, when the Wenchuan earthquake struck, Japan sent 60 rescue workers to China. When AI heard the number, even she felt anger rising.
心疼的我真不行了，而且我不知道自己能干点什么吗？从日本去了60个人了，他说哪够啊？我说我也去一下，我也去的话，肯定61个人。
A spirit this real, honest, unfiltered, and full of heart is exactly why people loved her.